Hi guys. I always have the weird, like, awkward smile when I start a video. I feel like that is at a really, really unflattering angle today. Okay, so I know Chrissy is interested in learning more about intermittent fasting, and Kim is a little bit, she's not sure about it. But so I just wanted to explain to you guys why intermittent fasting is so awesome, why I think everybody should be doing it, and why it's not as scary as it sounds, because it sounds a little scary, right? Okay. So, intermittent fasting basically means that you are lengthening the amount of time overnight that you are going without eating, right? So most of us probably stop eating, let's say 7 o'clock, and then we eat again at like 7 a.m., right? So let's say we normally fast for 12 hours. So you're basically just bumping that out to a minimum of 16 hours, okay? And there's a couple of reasons behind it. One of the reasons is because basically you're forcing your body to use up all of your stored glycogen stores and your glucose stores in order to become more efficient at using fat in order to burn fuel. Okay, so basically it's a way to kind of target fat loss, but also preserving muscle mass, because that's obviously important to all of us. The other reason it is so important is because, and I'm going to try to keep this kind of simple so I don't get into too many details, but basically the underlying issue for most people, for all people basically, as far as not being able to lose weight or, whatever, is prolonged levels of high insulin, okay? And basically that has come about from several things, but, the change in our diet to have all these artificial sweeteners, added sugar, all these processed grains that basically are instantly absorbed into our bloodstream and cause this huge insulin spike, and the fact that most people kind of snack throughout the day instead of just eating 3 square meals, right? So basically we have this constant influx of food, which is keeping our insulin levels really high throughout the day, right? So in a nutshell, fasting or having a prolonged fast overnight allows your insulin levels to stay at a lower level in order to just basically give your body a break from those high insulin levels that it's used to. And that will increase your insulin sensitivity and all these sorts of things. So people that have trouble with, type 2 diabetes and things like that. There's basically a lot of health issues that are both caused by high insulin levels, and that can be fixed by, changing this pattern of eating, right? So I think that's it in a nutshell. So basically how I do it and how I have my challengers do it in the beginning is to start with 16-hour fasts, because I feel like the 24-hour fasts in the beginning are a little bit too tough for people to really do. I started out with 24-hour fasts and it was fine, but so then I went down to 16-hour fasts. And most of my challengers are doing it 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, we're doing the 16-hour fasts. That means we have an 8-hour eating window, and we're still eating according to the 21-day fix, right? And then on the weekends, just normal eating time. Like I don't worry about, having breakfast and whatnot. I'm currently trying to stretch mine back out to 24 hours because there's some added benefit to longer fasts, less frequently, and whatever. So I'm experimenting still, but I do think the 16-hour fasts are the best way to start. And it does need to be a minimum of 16 hours before you start seeing those glycogen stores depleted and all that stuff. So if you're not going to do 16 hours, then there's really probably not much point in doing it, because you're not really doing any the benefits of it. As far as my personal results, I feel leaner. I feel like my body composition has shifted a bit. But obviously I'm not at the point of needing a whole lot of weight loss anymore. And so really for those effects, I've looked more towards my challengers, and literally everyone that I've had do this has either, broken through a plateau or, just loves how sustainable it is. It really is amazing. Now, here are the caveats to it, you guys. You can't obviously just eat whatever you want during your eating window, right? And most of us, we're following 21-day fix guidelines, and that's great. But to go a little step further than even what the 21-day fix necessarily talks about, or just to give a little bit, more information about what you should be eating. Basically, you need to eliminate all added sugar, which everybody should do this anyway. Eliminate added sugar and artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are so bad for you guys, like it's crazy. But basically, the reason is that artificial sweeteners, even though they may be 0 calorie, actually spike your insulin levels even higher than regular table sugar. I'm like tripping over my words here. So they are particularly horrible for you. So nobody should be using artificial sweeteners. Like, just don't do it. And then processed grains, I don't do them at all. Like, you should not do them either. And what does that mean? It basically means the flours, like even wheat flour, like basically all the like modern day flours are so heavily processed and ground into such a fine powder that it's basically instantly absorbed. And so they're not good. And so I stay clear of those. Whole grains, perfectly fine. The other caveat to that, however, is that you don't want instant oatmeal, instant rice. And I just found this out. It was fascinating to me. The reason they're instant is because the fiber, like the husk off the outside, has been removed to make it easier to cook, obviously. But that also takes away the fiber, and fiber actually combats, carbohydrate absorption and, keeps your insulin levels from being spiked super high. So the converse of that is obviously increasing your fiber intake is obviously a good thing as well, because again, it helps, limit blood sugar spikes and that sort of thing. Also of note, which I had no idea, vinegars actually help this in the same way, similar way that fiber does. It helps limit carbohydrate absorption and the insulin spike that you get from that. So if you ever have a carbohydrate meal plan, like a whole grain, something for lunch, either adding some vinegar to it, or some people do like those apple cider vinegar like drinks or whatever, like 20 minutes before. To me, those drinks are really horrible, so I prefer to add it like to my salad dressing or whatever, and that helps a lot. But anyway, hopefully that answered most questions and as to why I do it. I seriously think, the other reason this is so important, sorry, this is like the major reason. So basically, in a nutshell, calorie restriction doesn't work because our bodies want to combat that. Like our bodies have a natural body weight set point that is at a certain level, and anything we try to do, it may work in the short term, but the reason it doesn't work long term is because our body is fighting like crazy to basically maintain, it doesn't like change, right? And so the only way to actually have long-term sustained results is to reset your body weight set point. And so intermittent fasting is a way to do that, just in a nutshell. Again, I'm trying to keep it kind of simple, but that's a big one, guys. And so I just invite everybody, you should try it, because seriously, if you're sitting at a plateau that you couldn't break through, it's going to help you. If you're wanting to change your body composition and look leaner and all that stuff, it's going to help you. If you struggle with insulin resistance type issues, PCOS, and I mean, there's so many, it's going to help you guys. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. So I love it. You guys should do it with me. If you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully I'm not all over the place right now, but that's about all I got. Okay. And obviously, any of my people that are doing it with me that are in here, Rabia is doing it, Brian is doing it. Well, he's just starting. But anyway, if you guys want to chime in and, let people know what it's done for you, that'd be awesome too. So, okay, I'm done. Talk to you guys later. Love ya.